All right, we made it back for the weekend. It's Monday. We got to talk a little bit about what's happening in the bathroom, your crazy bathroom stories, and of course, taking care of your kids. Even when you got good kids, you can still spend your money on them and help them out when they're adults. Let's get into it. All right, so I got this just text message a few minutes ago. It says, "Hey, Romeo, last night I was out with my girlfriends, and one of my friends was talking to this guy that was good looking, but he was a little fluffy." Okay. How little's a little fluffy? Not anything like she has talked to before. She usually dates these fit guys. So I asked her what she was doing. She said she was tired of always eating light and working out. So she wants a bigger guy so she doesn't have to worry about staying skinny. I thought you would find that funny, Romeo. Well, I mean, I do find that funny. I think it's funny for a couple reasons. I always love it when you guys can't wait to tell me something. I think that's funny. When you guys are sitting around and you're out with your friends or your family and you think, you know what? I got to tell Romeo this tomorrow because he'll think it's funny. And I do. I think everybody thinks it's funny. I honestly didn't know that that women thought like that. I didn't know that you guys had it in your mind. I got to say skinny and fit to get a guy and then let myself go. But okay. Already 42547. But I'm assuming that your friend, I'm just guessing, I'm assuming that your friend doesn't mean she's going to blow up like a balloon. I'm assuming she just wants to eat a little more, right? Because it is true. You know, there's a lot of you out there who work out a lot and you eat so little and you look great for the most part, but you can't live your whole life like that. Nobody wants to live their entire life like that, right? I mean, I wouldn't think you'd want to, but okay. And I'm glad you told me that. I hope it works out. Her and the guy who's a little fluffy. Hopefully it works out for her. Already 42547. Oh my God. It's funny. I got this text message. It says, "Hey, Rome, last night I was out with my girlfriends and one of my friends, she was talking to this guy that was good looking, but he was a little fluffy. She says not anything like she was used to. I've seen her talk to before. She usually dates these fit guys. So I asked her what she was doing. She said she's tired of always eating light and working out. So she wants a bigger guy so she doesn't have to worry about staying skinny." I thought that you would find that funny. I do find that funny. And I find it a little misleading. But okay. All right, 842-547. Hey, Romeo, what if the big guy was into her because she was skinny? And then she's not going to be skinny anymore. Maybe then she should think about that before she starts misleading men. Isn't that really what happens, though? I mean, aren't you all misleading? Men and women when they're dating or meeting or hooking, you guys are all misleading when you're dating. Everybody's misleading everybody. You're not, I mean, you're telling probably, 80% of the truth. But, there's a 20% you're just, leading the other person on to make them believe something. So I don't know. I mean, how old is she? How old are you and your friends? Whoever just sent me that text message. How old are you guys? Naturally, your bodies are going to change if you have kids or, life gets better for you. You make more money, you eat a little more, you live a better lifestyle. Things change. So I don't. It just depends on what. I don't know how skinny she is to begin with, right? So I don't know what, without seeing her, I can't tell you that she's misleading this guy. She just says she doesn't want to work out so much and eat so light. That doesn't mean she's going to, stop working out, or doesn't mean she's going to just eat everything. It just means she's tired of doing whatever she's doing now. So she's going after a bigger guy. Already 42547. I don't make him fall in love with you first. I will tell you that. She should make the big guy fall in love with her first, so that she doesn't have to worry about how she looks later in life. Already 42547. So I got this text message. It's kind of funny, actually. It says, "Hey, Rome, last night I was out with my girlfriends, and one of my friends was talking to this guy. He was a good-looking guy, but he was a little fluffy. Nothing like nothing like we've seen her with before. She's used to dating these fit guys. Or she usually dates these fit guys. So I asked her what she was doing. She said she's tired of always eating light and working out so much. She She wants a bigger guy so she doesn't have to worry about staying skinny. I thought that you would find that funny, Romeo. I do find that funny because the thought process is great. I mean, it would be nice to know how skinny she was because it would be nice to know what her thought process, what she wants to eat and how much she really wants to work out, to stay in some sort of whatever shape she wants to. It'd be nice to know what her end game is. RD4254-7-7. Hey, Romeo, that girl that just texted you, do you think that she's lying to the guy she met? Because she knows she's not going to stay the same. She knows she's not going to stay the same size she is now when she met him. Isn't that a lie? I don't know. Do you plan on staying? Do you guys always plan on staying the same guy you were when you meet a woman, or things change? People change. Life changes you. I mean, when you meet somebody at a certain point in your life and you stay with them long enough, things change. So is that a lie? Did you lie to them because life changed you or the relationship changed you? I don't know. It's a good question. RD4254-7-7. But I guess in fairness, based on what her friend just told me, she went for a bigger guy because she wants to not eat as much and work out so much. Or she wants to eat more and work out less. But who's to say she's going to get bigger because of that? Who's to say? She might be so skinny right now that she might look better bigger. And is it a lie? Is she lying to him? Maybe it's a lie. But isn't a lot of dating a lie? Already 4254-7-7. I don't know. That's a very good question. Is she lying to him? RD4254-7-7. This woman texted me. She says, Rome, last night I was out with my girlfriends. One of my friends was talking to this guy who was a little fluffy. So she was talking to a big guy, right? Not anything like she's used like we've seen before. She usually dates guys that are fit. So I asked her what she was doing. She says she's tired of always eating light and working out so much. She wants a bigger guy so she doesn't have to worry about staying so skinny. I thought you would find that funny. That is funny. That is hilarious. I didn't know. I mean, and then somebody texted and said, Romeo, is she lying to the guy? That's a very good question. Is she lying to him? Because she knows going into this that she's probably good looking and thin, and the guy's a little bigger, so he's going to find her attractive. Is she lying to him knowing that she is going to not eat a little more, not work out as much? She's probably going to get a little bigger, obviously. Is she lying to him knowing that she is talking to this guy specifically for the fact that she wants to eat more and not work out so much? Yeah, it's a good question. It's a very good question. Is that a lie? Already 4254-7-7. Hey, Romeo, that is definitely a lie. She knows going into the conversation with this guy what she wants out of it, and she's not being honest with him. He thinks he's getting a hot model type. He might end up with Fluffy. Oh, God. Okay, maybe she's lying to him because she knows. So does that mean whenever you meet somebody at a certain body type, when their body type changes over the years, does that mean that they lied to you? Everybody's got to know they're going to change at some point, right? I don't know. Maybe it is a lie. I got this text message. It's kind of funny. Lady says, hey, Rome, I was out with my girlfriends last night. One of my friends was talking to this guy who was a little bit fluffy. He was good looking, but a little fluffy. Not anything like we're used to seeing her talk to. She usually dates these fit guys. So I asked her what she was doing. She says she's tired of always eating light and working out so much. She wants a bigger guy so she doesn't have to worry about staying skinny. I thought you would find that funny. I do find that funny. And the more I read this and think about it, the more I think, well, what makes you think a bigger guy is the one you got to get a bigger guy so you can be bigger? Why would you assume that all bigger guys just want bigger girls when the reality is
They can get skinny girls. Big guys can get skinny girls if they want. It's not that difficult. How do you know he doesn't want you to stay thin and that's why he's talking to you? You assume, in fact, yeah, the more that I think about it, your friend assumes she's the catch. Maybe she's not. Maybe he's the catch. You know what I'm saying? All right, 842-547-7. The funny thing, though, is somebody asked, is that lying? Is she lying to a guy going into the situation knowing she's going to change her size? All right, 842-547-7. Rome. So you have to tell the guy everything on the first date, how many kids you got, what your income is, how fat you want to be, and how crazy your family is. That's what these people are saying. Is that the case? Nobody be getting married at all. No, I totally agree with you. Absolutely. It's not really a lie, right? Well, yeah, I don't think so. I mean, I don't know. I agree with what you're saying, but she's going after a fat guy. I'm just going to call him a fat guy. She's going after a fat guy with the assumption that she can get fatter because she's tired. She's tired of doing all the work to stay skinny, and it's a lot of work for a lot of people to stay fit. So she's going after a fat guy with the assumption she doesn't have to work as hard. And maybe that is a lie, because that is something that changes people's perspective in a relationship. It changes attractiveness. So, but on the other hand, now that I think about it and thought about it, what makes her think that he may only be going after her or talking to her because she's skinny? He may be able to pull skinny women. And so why does she think that only a fat guy will accept her getting bigger? That's a good question too. Already 42547-7. All right, I got this text message. I want to talk about it today because I think it's funny. It's about your adult kids, right? A lot of you guys, you got these kids, they move out. They are on their own. Finally, it's you and your husband, you and your wife. You don't have to spend the money on them to raise them. You're done, right? And they're out. But yet you still got to support them. This is funny. He says, hey, Rome, Friday night I came home from work, was looking to go out to dinner with my husband. He wasn't home when I got home. I called him. He was at our daughter's house barbecuing for her and her husband. He says she is 27 years old and married. He even paid for the food. What do you think about that, Rome? I think that your husband needs to reevaluate. Did he know you wanted to go out to dinner with him? That was the question. Did you just come home and was going to say, hey, honey, let's go to dinner, and you didn't communicate with him before you got home? You didn't communicate with him throughout the day what your plans were for Friday night? And so he made his own plans to go. That's kind of weird though, right? If she's a 27 years old married, why is he going to barbecue for her and her husband? That's kind of weird to me. That's a little strange. And he paid for the food. I mean, yeah, that's a little strange. But like I said, supporting your adult kids. How do you support your adult kids? What do you do? 842-547-7. That one is a little weird. I will have to agree upon that. That's a little strange. Unless you were just, he figured, I'll barbecue and then you'll meet him over at her house later, and that you guys were just going to have dinner with your daughter and your son-in-law. I mean, that might be a little more reasonable, a little more plausible, but yeah, that's a little strange. That's a little strange, but hey, some of you guys still support your adult children. How do you do it? Already 42547-7. Talking about supporting your adult kids, right? What do you do? What did you text me here? Hey, Romeo, I have a 23-year-old daughter who's going to college right now. She just moved out about 6 months ago. She wanted to start living with a friend. Now, remember, she still goes to school. Every couple of weeks, I will take groceries over there, and I even give her rent money. My husband doesn't know about it. He thinks that she's on her own because she has her own job and goes to school. What do you think about that, Rome? You can make an argument that if you have an adult child who's in college, because you go to when you go to college, you're usually an adult. You can make the argument that you're still supporting them while they're in college, okay? I get it. You can make that argument. But your husband doesn't know about it. So why doesn't your husband know about it? Is she supposed to be on her own? She got her own job. She got her own place. I'm just guessing, okay, that your husband didn't want her to move out or gave her the option, if you stay here for college, I'll pay for stuff. But once you move out, you're on your own. I'm just guessing that was the husband's logic, and you are still subsidizing your daughter. Okay. All right, 42547-7. So like I said, how do you still support your adult children? All right, so taking care of your adult children, right? How many of you are still supporting them? How are you supporting them? Hey, Rome, the wife is probably just assuming she probably hasn't even spoken to the husband and is all mad about him barbecuing. Oh, this is the original problem. So what happened was the original problem was a woman came home from work on Friday. Her husband wasn't there. She wanted to go out to dinner with her husband. He was over at their daughter's house, who is 27 years old and married, by the way. Apparently, he went and bought some food to barbecue over there. And she was, I don't know if she's upset about it or not. She just wanted to know what I thought about it. It's weird. It's weird that your husband went over to barbecue for your 27-year-old married daughter who lives on her own. It's even weirder that he paid for the food. But I don't know. Already 42547-7. Okay, so even spoken to the husband and is all mad about him barbecuing over there, and she probably hasn't spoken to him since he's in the doghouse. So she's only venting and saying her side of the story. He probably brought beer over, and she'd be there thinking he brought all the meat and everything. That just don't make sense, Rome. It doesn't make sense, but that's why here's the problem. And I don't even know if it's a problem. They're your kids, right? A lot of people believe you should stop supporting your kids once they're adults, right? I don't believe you should stop supporting your kids once they're adults. If you look at any of these extremely wealthy, rich people that we see on TV, they have trust funds and they have money, they have family money that goes out to their kids, and they never stop getting that family money, even if they are successful, okay? So if the elite of the elite billionaire families of the world can do that, why can't regular people do it? If you have the excess money to spend on your kids, adults or not, why shouldn't you? So it is weird that I think it's weirder to me that the dad went over to barbecue for his daughter and husband, more so than paying for the food. But yeah. I mean, yeah. A lot of you guys, I think, just believe that once your kids have enough money to be on their own or become adults, they should be taking care of themselves and your job is done. Why? Why is your job done? They're still your kids. For the rest of your life, they're your kids. So why do you have to stop taking care of them? I mean, if you can't afford it, yeah, I get it. But it's almost like you guys get selfish or greedy or like something. It's just weird. It's like you have animosity towards the money it cost you to raise your kids and you're mad about it. Well, then you shouldn't have had kids. All right, supporting your kids. Your adult kids, right? Good morning, Hot. What's going on?
What's up, Ron?
What up, man?
Not much. I got to agree with you.
Oh, about supporting the kids, yeah.
Yeah, my daughter's 25 years old.
Okay.
Lives on her own, got a child, single. Whenever she needs help, hey, that's what I'm there for.
Yeah, exactly.
If I got it, a little extra cash, you need something, hey, here you go. I don't expect no money back in return. I don't do none of that. That's my job as a parent.
But you got these parents who think there's a statute of limitations at 18. Nope, you're done. I'm out. I got to take care of you. And they're mad about it.
That's them parents that feel entitled. Oh, I did this for you when you was a kid. Now you grown. I don't have to, and if I do, you need to pay me back.
Yeah.
No, that's not how parenthood works. Parenthood don't stop because your kid is grown.
Yeah, but for a lot of people it does, though. That's wild to me. All right,
bro.
All right, brother, have a good one. I mean, he's not wrong. Why parenthood don't stop? What is wrong? And then you be talking about it's our time now. It's our time. You had your time. Well, guess what? If you didn't have them kids, your whole life could have been your time. So you sound like an idiot when you say stuff like that. My man's got the right idea. It's his kids. You don't ever stop taking care of your kids. You don't ever stop supporting them. Man, that's just... I don't know what it is. Entitlement. Maybe he's right. Entitled parents. You think you're owed something for having a kid. Guess what? Anybody can have a kid. You don't have to pass a test. You don't have to. You don't have to go to school for it. Anybody can have a kid. Okay. So I don't know what entitlement you're thinking. It's pretty simple, actually, for the most part. All right, 842-547-7. There's no reason. There's nothing wrong with taking care of your children when they're adults. When they're kids, for the rest of your life. Talk about supporting your adult kids. How do you support them? A lot of you still do. There's still a lot of good parents out there that understand, hey, these are my kids for life, and I'm going to support them. It doesn't matter if they're 6, 16, or 26, 36, 56, whatever the case may be. If I'm still around, I'm supporting my kids, right? Like when you go out to dinner, you know, my dad still pays for dinner. My dad still pays for golf. My dad still pays for everything we do together. He still pays for, you know, because he's my dad, you know. All right, 842-547-7. And a lot of you don't feel that way. You feel like once your kids are adults, they should be able to take care of themselves. And you're out. Now it's your time to not, I guess, support them anymore. And there's something messed up about that. I got to tell you. All right, 842-547-7. Hey, Romeo. I have a son and a daughter. My wife keeps saying when they're 18, they got to go. And I keep saying, no, my kids can live with me for as long as they need to get themselves on their feet. I'm not kicking them out at 18. I'm kind of thinking my wife might leave, or it's just going to be me and my kids after they turn 18 because I'm not kicking them out. Hey, as long as you're prepared for that. I mean, as long as you're prepared for it. Morning, what's going on?
Romeo, that's spoken like some true Raider parents right there.
What's that?
That your kids are never too old to take care of.
Oh, yeah. Well, that's because Raider parents always got to set you up when you guys get out of jail.
Take care of us while we're in jail, send us packages, help me with my phone when I get out. You guys sound like you guys got Raiders as kids.
Grandma's got to watch the kids while you're locked up, all that stuff. Yeah.
It's the life, Romeo. That's what it sounds like you guys are preparing people for, and I appreciate you guys doing that.
All right, Raider
We need
Dave.
more people like you guys out there.
All right.
All right.
Later, man. Oh, Raider Dave. All right, 842-547-7. I want to talk about the bathroom. And the reason I want to do that is because everybody's got a great bathroom story. And I know some of it's embarrassing, some of it's cool, some of it's, I don't know. Like my biggest fear, one of my biggest fears, I should say, maybe it is my biggest fear, is when you're sitting in a public bathroom and that lock is not going to hold and somebody's going to walk in on you while you're, doing your business. And I have a buddy that's not afraid of that at all. He's like, no, I don't care. Walk in on me. But he says, when I was in high school, we had these toilet stalls without dividers. So we all had to go to the bathroom in front of each other anyways. And you Raider fans know you've been locked up. You know what it's like to have to go in front of somebody. So you guys get it, but I don't get it. So I'm afraid that somebody's going to walk in on me while I'm in the bathroom. Already 42547-7. So what's up? Anybody got a great bathroom story? What happened? Maybe a porta potty story? I don't know. Porta potty's still a bathroom. I know you do. All right. Like I said, I was trying to think. I don't know that I have any great story about or embarrassing story about being in a bathroom. I was trying to think about it over the weekend. I gotta have something nutty that happened to me in a bathroom. I just can't remember I just can't remember at this point. RD4254-7-7. How'd it go down in the John? What happened? All right, who's got a great bathroom story? 84254-7-7. Good morning, Al. What's going on?
Hey, so Romeo, it's Raider Dave again, man. I got a funny story about that restroom issue.
What up, Raider Dave?
Okay, so I work at this big company where we got a lot of people that share a restroom.
Okay.
And I go in there one day before break-in. It's all toilet papered up. It looked like somebody made a clubhouse. So I go back over to the guys, and I'm laughing. I said, yeah, somebody made a clubhouse over there. And one of the guys like, it's me. I did that. So he put toilet paper to block the cracks of the door.
Really?
And I'm like, why'd you do that? And he says, another guy from one of the other units walked in and I guess stared through the crack, and they made eye contact. And he said it was the worst feeling. He said the guy stared at him and even had the nerve to tell him, like, what's up, while he was sitting on the toilet. And he said it looked like Jurassic Park, one eye just staring through the crack. So he toilet papered it all up.
Oh,
and
that's funny.
It's so funny. So now when it's all toilet papered up, I know he's been in there because he got this little phobia. So, and my question is, what would you do if you were sitting on the toilet? Would you tell somebody what's up back, or would you tell them what the heck are you looking at, dude?
I'd go, what the F's wrong with you?
That's what I'm saying. They literally were gonna fight because he felt offended. He felt like he crossed the boundaries.
Well, he did cross the boundaries. You don't talk to nobody in a bathroom. Come on, man.
That's what I'm saying. And the other guy was like, "Oh, I didn't know you were in there. I didn't know."
All right,
Later.
all right, Dave. Thanks, man. You don't talk to nobody in a bathroom. All right, 84254-7-7. Yo, Rome, when I worked in the oil fields, there was a guy that was in the porta potty for a while. We knew he was in there looking at the magazine. We ended up scaring the crap out of him, banging on the wall, and started to tip it over. Gosh. All right, 84254-7-7. Like I said, what happened in the bathroom? So when you're in the bathroom, right, everybody's got a great bathroom story. At least you should. Something good, bad, embarrassing. RD4254-7-7. Yo, Rome, I personally have implemented an open door policy when I'm in the public restroom. Just come on in. See, and I'm scared that somebody's going to walk in on me. Rome, I was standing there taking a leak when another guy comes in and uses the urinal next to me, but turns sideways like I was going to look at him. What the heck? What are you doing exactly, man? You shouldn't be talking to nobody in the bathroom. Yo, Rome, I took my 2-year-old into the bathroom, and since we were in the stall already, I told him it was mom's turn and just stand still. As I'm going to start peeking under the... As I'm going, he starts peeking under the next stall and drops to the floor and crawls out. I'm hollering for him to come back and get my pants up, hoping he doesn't run out of the bathroom into a big-ass crowd. Luckily, he ran to the sink. It was a bathroom at Disneyland. Oh, that's great. Everybody's got a great bathroom story. All right, 84254-7-7. Let's talk about the bathroom, right? What happened to you in the bathroom? What's going on?
Hey, Rome, I got a funny story, bro.
What happened?
I was in a bathroom. Well, our bathroom to our bedroom doesn't have a lock on it. But you ever go to the toilet and there ain't no toilet paper?
Sure.
Well, I sat there. I'm using them to do my business, and I look up. There's no toilet paper. So I'm yelling and yelling, and my wife comes bring me some toilet paper. She's cooking. She goes, wait, I'm busy. I go, get over here. So I call her. I go, you need to get over here for your toilet paper now.
What, you called her?
Yeah, I called her on my phone because she was in the kitchen. She wouldn't come.
Did. Okay, of course you did.
So she kicks open the door, throws 4 toilet paper rolls right at me, bro, hit me in the head. She goes, don't bug me no more.
That's awesome. That's awesome. Oh, all right, man. Thanks for calling. You should probably always check to see if you got paper, man, when you're in the bathroom. RD4254-7-7. You got a good bathroom story? It can be anything. It doesn't have to be going to the bathroom. Maybe you had sex in a bathroom. Maybe I don't know. I don't know what could have possibly happened in a bathroom. That's a great story. Hey, UF and Cheese fan, I went to the retail store doing a number 2, and just what happened, there was no toilet paper. I called the store number to tell them to bring me some toilet paper, and they tossed it to me down the bathroom stall. I said, thanks. You just like the last guy, except he called his wife. You guys got a great restroom story? Already 42547-7. We're talking about the bathroom, right? What happened in the John? You got a great bathroom story? I have a friend, and this is the biggest fear that I have, is I fear that somebody's going to walk in on me while I'm doing my business, right? So I double check the locks, this and that. I have a friend who does not care at all if somebody walks in on him. But this idiot doesn't want the carolers. You know how Christmas time some of the carolers walk around and go door to door singing carols? He is more afraid of the carolers coming to his door and embarrassed than he is sitting on the John and somebody walking in on him in a public restroom. Good morning, Hal. What's going on?
Yo, what's up, Rome?
What up, man?
So, it's particularly hard for me to use a public restroom because I carry a firearm, right?
Okay.
So when I go to a restroom, I don't have nowhere to put it. I drop my pants. What do I do, right? So anyway, I put it like inside of my pants while I was going number 2. I don't know if the guy next to me saw it, but as soon as I, dropped my pants, this dude just bolted. You know what I mean? Like, he just pinched it off and just left. Like, I don't know.
Dude, I would have left too.
And I'm always afraid, what if someone walks in and dude's just taking a dump with the gun in his hand? You know what I mean?
That would be freakier than hell.
Yeah, I would be freaked out. Like, what are you doing? Yeah, I don't know. It's always scary. That's why I like to get the personal, the family ones where I can lock my door and I'm good. You know what I mean?
All right, man. Bathroom stories. What do you got? Good morning, Hal. What's going on?
Well, one time I was at a restaurant.
Okay.
Drink. I don't even know what I ate that day. But it just didn't sit right with the drink, and sometimes you get the bubble lips.
Yeah.
So I went in the bathroom, and we were having it out, man, the toilet.
Oh, gosh.
I heard that door open and close like 10 times. Nope, straight inside that bathroom.
Really?
Because of the way that it smelled. And I was like, oh, my God. So as far as somebody walking in on me, I don't worry about that. Especially if I'm pooping, they're going to leave. They're going to walk right in and walk right out.
That's funny. That's hilarious.
I was in the bathroom, and it was a busy Taco Tuesday night, and they were waiting to see who was in there stinking up that bathroom.
Oh, that is hilarious. That's absolutely.
So I came out, and I was, I had to hold my head high, and go back to my table.
That's
and
great.
I was with all these eyes from all these women, and they were like, it was her. And you could tell because they were looking at me, but I heard the door open and close several times.
Yeah.
No other toilet flush, no water. You walked in the bathroom before and been like, oh, hell no, I'm about to hold this. I ain't going in here to die.
Exactly. Hey, thanks for calling. That's
so
awesome.
As far as you saying people walking in on you, if they walk in on me, they running out.
You got a bathroom story? What happened? Good morning, Hal. What's up?
I want you to imagine, right? I want you to imagine being in the middle of the summer working in the field, and you have to use the restroom. So there's porta potties.
Okay.
They're not always in the greatest conditions. Sometimes they're in terrible conditions. So you got to go,
Okay.
So the door doesn't have a lock. I have my headphones on because I'm just bumping my music, doing my thing,
Yeah.
As I, finish handling my business on the toilet, I get up to pull my pants up, and the door swings wide open, and there's this tiny little old Mexican lady who gets a full frontal view of everything I'm working with.
Oh, that's funny.
Yeah, it was hot, sweaty. It was, oh man, she screamed.
Oh, she screamed. Wow.
Yeah, she was somebody's grandma.
That's awesome, man. Thanks for calling.
Later.
That's great. That's great. Already 42547-7. You got a good bathroom story? Rome, the first time I ever went downtown, I was so drunk at the Mint I had to pee so bad. I went to their only bathroom, and there's some guy and a girl playing tonsil hockey right next to the commode. Did that stop a drunk guy taking a pee? Nope, not at all. Nice. Good morning, Al. What's going on?
Hey, Romeo, I got a story for you. So in the oil field, we use the portables, and they don't really get service very often, so they pile up pretty bad. And we had a guy, man, that was always the excuse, I gotta go to the restroom to get out of the work. So what we would do is we'll pick them up with the forklift and move them around, or we'll put a pallet of chemical in front of the door so he can't open it and get out.
Oh, that's nasty.
And on a hot-ass day when it's 110 in Bakersfield. Man, those things are terrible.
Oh, that's
and one
terrible.
time we left them in there for like 2 hours.
Dude, you guys are messed up.
Yeah, we left them in there for like 2 hours, but that's as bad as it got right there.
That's dirty.
my story.
That's dirty. What Big Boy sent me here? Big Boy got 5 kids, 2 adults, or 3 of them are adults? 2 of them are adults. I think 3 of them are adults, 2 of them are still. But Dad, this is quote he sent me. Daddy, 30-year-old fire engineer for Kern County. Hey, your garage door opener quit working at your house that I rent for you. I rent from you. Me, I will fix it. You use the damn thing. He goes, well, fix it. You use the damn thing, not me, but Dad. Oh, that's hilarious. Kids are crazy. What are you going to do, though, man? I mean, you guys know, though. I mean, you guys understand, right, that you created your children to be like this, right? It's not necessarily their fault. I mean, you want to raise these kids to be, you want to raise them to be self-sufficient, to be able to take care of themselves. But in doing that, you guys also spoil them to an extent. You also cater to them to an extent, which there's nothing wrong with it. It's hard. It is a very fine line and a difficult situation to deal with. Because you want your kids to be self-sufficient on their own and be able to handle everything on their own, but you also want to afford them luxuries so they don't have to struggle in this, for a lot of you, the same ways that you guys did when you were younger or when you were their age. So it's a struggle, man. It's a balancing act. How do you get your kid to not call you because the garage door don't work no more, the garage door opener don't work, at 30, but when you're the dad that could handle it all and did it all for him, and that's what he saw. You fix everything. He saw you handle it. And that's not a bad thing, but it's a balancing act, definitely. 34254-7-7. Oh, Big Boy, that's hilarious. Big Boy, he was telling you about his kid, 30-year-old kid, got a legit career, rents out the house, rents out his parents' old house. And he... Oh my God, Big Boy bought him a new garage door opener. Says, there you go. You pay to install it, and don't tell your mom I bought it for you because she'll be pissed. You're a grown man making good cheddar. You need to figure it out before I evict you. Well, all right, Big Boy. Mama knows now. So Big Boy here, he's got an adult kid, right? Who on his own got a good job, makes good money, and apparently the whatchamacallit goes out, the garage door goes out in the house. And what does Big Boy do? Goes and buys the new garage door for him. Right? The garage door opener, not the whole door, but yeah. Helping him out, right? And then going to tell me stop sticking up for him. He just told me stop sticking up. Or what'd he say? What'd he send me here? He goes, quit defending quit defending him, bro. These grown-ass kids have only seen me hustle my whole life. That's funny. One of my friends has 3 kids. 2 of them are adults that have graduated from college already. One of them just started college, I want to say last year or this year. Yeah, 2025, last year, right? And we were talking about insurance, about car insurance. And he was telling me how he still pays, or telling all of us how he still pays for all the car insurance for his family. Him, his wife, his 3 kids. And it was really expensive, few thousands of dollars a month. I don't remember exactly what it was, but it was $2,000 or $3,000 a month or something like that. Well, one of our other friends, who also has a couple of kids who are on their own now, grown up, have their own families, was telling him that was ridiculous, that he was still doing that. And so then we got this long conversation about how you pay for your kids. Now, how long should you pay for your children, right? I believe, and I think I've told you guys this before, I believe they're your kids. You should always be willing to give them money, take care of them, or pay for everything, no matter how old they are. I've always told you guys that. So my two buddies, they got a pretty heated argument about it, about why, once they get out of school, and they have their own job, they should be making their own money. You don't pay for things like insurance or cell phone bills, or what else would you take care of? I guess probably cell phone insurance, medical insurance, things like that. I don't think you would, I think those are the things that you would still take care of, right? Maybe, food, they'd probably buy their own food, pay their own rent or mortgage or whatever the case may be. But this is what he decides to do, right? To help out his kids, he pays all their car insurance. So that's his way of helping, even though they're graduated with jobs. My other buddy is sitting there, was giving him a hard time, acting like, well, that you need to let those kids, you need to cut the apron, you need to do blah, blah, blah. But yet, him and his wife give their kids money just in a different fashion. It's not a monthly bill. It's, if the kids... So I guess my point is, both these guys are arguing about giving their adult children money who have graduated from college and have their own lives. But because one of them does it by paying their car insurance every month, so that's one less thing they have to worry about in their lives. My other buddy's saying that's wrong because he gives his kids money in a different way, when they ask. But I'm trying to figure out, how long should you pay for your kids? If you can afford it, why would you not? If you got good, legitimate kids, especially kids that have graduated college or have careers and jobs and are why does it matter? The funniest thing is, you watch these shows. I watch these, and I believe this to be true. You watch these shows about some of these multi-billionaires. They have these trusts for their kids, and I think that's in real life, these billionaires. It's family money, so it's allotted to the family in whatever form or fashion. But yet, when a regular, hardworking guy does it, we make fun of him? How does that work? RD42547-7, but why wouldn't you pay for your kids? Help them out as much as you can for as long as you can if you can afford it. Why would you not do that? Then you're just being selfish and greedy because, you chose to have them. Why would you tell somebody that they're wrong for doing that? So last night, a couple of buddies of mine, they have kids, kids that are grown kids, actually. They have a couple of, all their kids are, I think most of their kids are out of college, right? Got jobs, good jobs too. One of them, I think, is still in college, but they were having a disagreement because one of my buddies still pays for all the car insurance for his kids, which every month, it's a lot. He pays $3,000 or $4,000 a month or something like that. But it's for all the 3 kids, him and his. It's a lot of insurance that he pays, but he's helping out his kids every month, right? Even though they have started their own lives already. My other friend thought it was wrong, even though the friend that thought it was wrong still helps out his kids who have families and houses. He just does it in a different manner. He kind of justifies it in a different way, as opposed to the friend who just says, hey, that car insurance is expensive. I'm going to help my kids out. So, but what's wrong with that? Why do people get so upset when your kids are adults and you're still helping them? Especially if they're kids that already can afford it themselves. RD42547-7, yo, Rome. I agree. If you can afford to assist your kids, why not do it even if they're grown? And that's what I've always said that. I don't care if your kids are, 4 or 40. If you can afford to make their lives better and they're not out there, they're being legitimate, responsible people, legitimate, responsible human beings in society, and then what do you care? What does it matter? Why do people get so upset? Because you can't. There's a joke that Eddie Griffith said one time. He said, "I have 8 kids," and the whole audience went, "Ooh!" And he goes, "Look, don't judge your ability to raise my children on your pocketbook, or don't judge my ability to raise my children on your pocketbook." And why do you do that? If people want to help out their children at 40 or 50 or 30 or whatever the case may be, even if the kids can't afford to do it themselves, why do you care? Why does it matter? All right. 84254-7-7. Wouldn't you want your kids are going to be set when you're not here anymore? And you helping them while you're still here helps them do that. What's going on?
Hey, Romeo. I'm calling in on that topic about helping your kids.
Yeah, what's up?
I really don't have an opinion either way because I have 2 grown children. One of them I help a little more than the other, and I noticed the difference is when you hand your kids everything, you kind of like disable them, you know, and then on the other hand, you're teaching them how to be responsible. And I noticed in my kids, you know, the one that I helped out the most, he struggles a little bit more than the other, you know, and so I see in my kids, you know, the difference of how it affected them being grown individuals. Now the older one, he finally got it. He had to figure it out, but he still comes to me once in a while, like, "Hey, Mom, I'm a little short on my rent," you know. So I help him, you know, but that's where I see the difference.
Okay.
You know? Yeah.
I see what you're saying. I see what you're saying.
Yes.
Okay.
All right. Mom, have
Thanks
a good
for
day.
calling. I mean, you guys get what she's saying, right? The difference is only helping your children, or I guess we have to say adult children, only helping them out financially when they need it, even though they may not need it, or well, they need it. I guess that's what she's saying. But what I'm saying, what we're talking about in some way is, or in a way, is that one of them just helps his kids out every month, automatically pays their car insurance, all of them. You know, if you've got 2 adults with careers, one's in college, pays it all, right? And has no problem with it, which I don't see as a big deal. A la another friend of mine who sees it as a big deal, even though the other friend of mine helps his adult children out who have careers and families when they ask, even though I don't even think they need it, to be honest with you, but they do. So I understand helping your kids out when they need it. But to me, I think teaching your kids to be responsible and good people and still helping them out because you can afford it just to take the burden off them. You know, I don't see anything wrong with that. I could make an argument, though, bailing your kids out every time they need help sends the wrong message as well, right? So how do you feel about helping your adult children out financially? Even if they can afford it. I have a friend who still pays all his kids' car insurance, you know, so they don't have to worry about it. Good morning, what's going on?
Yo, Romeo.
What up, man?
I love the topic you're talking about, bro.
Okay.
I just want to chime in on it.
Sure.
I love that parents are helping their grown adults, and that's amazing because you're keeping connected, you're building a great relationship. Just don't enable them to where they're looking for you when you're dead and gone.
You know what I would say to that, and you're absolutely right, I agree with you, is I would say that anybody that bails their kid out when they need help is enabling them more so than someone who says, look, I can afford to take, and I'm not talking about paying their mortgage. I'm talking about, you know, insurance or your cell phone bills or something like that. You're just doing a little bit for your kids so that's off their plate. And you're right, though. You're absolutely right. As long as they know when I'm dead, you got to take care of it yourself, then I guess we don't have a problem. Yeah, I feel you. I'm 100% with you on that.
Yeah.
But I think if you're raising good kids and you're doing that, and the kids we're all talking about right now with my buddies, they're all college graduates. They all got jobs, like legitimate careers. So they can't afford it. It's just, you know, why not make it easier for them so they can save their money so when you are gone, they have.
But you're also building a habit so they can continue that same pattern with their children.
Yeah.
Build generational wealth in the midst of that. You know what I mean?
I like what you're saying.
Together.
Sure. All right.
Mm-hmm.
All right, man. Thanks for calling, brother. Later, man.
Good morning.
Bye. RD4254777. Do you see? You're always. I like the way he put it. He put it as you're using this as a bonding, as keeping the family bonded together, and then they're going to do it with their kids, and it keeps you. Because once your kids are out of the house, I mean, sometimes some people, like I don't see my parents a lot. I don't live in the same town as my parents. Some of you live in the same town as your parents in Bakersfield, and you see them all the time. I don't. So I understand where he's coming from with that. RD42547. We're talking about paying for your adult children, even if they can afford it themselves. I have a buddy who pays all the insurance for his 3 kids. 2 of them are graduated, got their own careers. One of them's in college, but he still pays all their car insurance, right? And some of you think that you should cut them off. I don't agree with that. I agree if you can afford to take some financial burden off your kids' plates as long as you can live, then why not do it? I mean, I would even go as far to say is if I could afford to buy my kid or kids or whoever houses, I would buy them all houses. So they wouldn't have, that's one thing. That way they can work on just being, living a good life. Now, a lot of you think because of that, it makes kids entitled and jerks, but that's not true. There's a lot, these kids, my buddy's kids are awesome kids. All graduated college, all, are doing good for themselves in life. But why wouldn't you still help your kids out? Help's probably the wrong word. Why wouldn't you take care of your kids as long as you could to make life easier for them? Especially if they're good people. You know what I'm saying? RD42547. Yo, Rome. My wife still pays for both our adult daughters with certain things, but I think she does it so she can stay involved in their lives and be nosy. I can see that. Your wife still wants to dictate what her daughters do. There you go. Hey, Rome, I'm sorry. Hey, I'm sorry, Rome. I just don't agree with you. I still have 3 grown brothers living with my mom. She pays for everything for them. They're just living off her retirement check and what she gets for Social Security. It's because she loves them and they are her children. But what happens to them after she passes, none of them work. Well, that's a totally different scenario than what I'm talking about. Enabling your kids or bailing your kids out when they financially, when they make bad decisions or don't have it together, it's different than the conversation I'm having. I'm just saying at what point, for the most part, most of you think you need to cut the strings, cut the apron strings from your kids when they're 18 and they need to figure it out when, you don't have to. But yeah, I can understand where you're coming with that scenario. RD42547, and there is a fine line. There's a fine line. But like I said, my 2 friends both have kids that graduated college and have careers right now. And one of them still pays for all their car insurance because, he wants to help them out. And I don't see anything wrong with that. RD42547. So earlier we were talking about my buddy. My buddy has 3 kids. 2 of them are college graduated kids that have moved out of the house and have their own jobs and are starting their lives. One of them has just started college. And him and his wife, he still pays for all their car insurances. So he pays for car insurance for like 7 cars or whatever him and his wife have, and their kids. And so I believe that parents should do that. If you can afford to take care of your kids in whatever way possible, I think that's a good thing. I don't think there's anything wrong with that. Well, another friend of mine, he thinks that it's not a good idea. And they got in a little argument about it the other day. He thinks it's not a good idea, but yet he has no problem in helping out his adult children when they need it, basically bailing them out. Now, that's 2 different schools of thought. I don't even have a problem with him doing that. But you can't judge some guy for going, you know what? I can afford it. And there is a fine line between, entitlement and responsible. But if your kids are legitimate working people, right? And all you're trying to do is take a little bit off their plate so that they can live a better life now, then why wouldn't you? RD42547. Rome. When they move out, they can take care of themselves. But when we on vacation, I got this. That's my boy. That's Big Boy. Big Boy's funny. He thinks he doesn't pay for his kids, but he don't know what his wife's doing, right? Behind his back. So he thinks they're taking care of themselves. But he ain't lying, man. When he goes on family vacations, boy, that's how them kids make up that money on family vacation. RD42547. I would tell you something funny, though. Well, let me hold on to this topic because this will piggyback off what we're talking about now. Good morning, Hal. What's going on?
Yo, Romeo.
What up, brother?
Hey, man, I gotta agree with you. I got 3 grown kids.
Yeah.
And it cost me just as much moved out After they did living with me, I'm like, I'm about to make you move back in so I can claim you on my taxes. What? Hey, I need that, Romeo. They need help with their cars. They need to borrow money. They need to come and raid the refrigerator. Can I take this food with me? Like, God dang.
Oh, man, you might as well have moved back in there.
Hey, forget cutting the string, Romeo. They got a rope around my neck, bro.
Well, look at it this way. If you let them, if they move back in with you, you can save on rent.
Hey, they're going to be trying to stiff me on that.
That's funny, man.
I'm sorry, Dad. I ain't got it this month. All right, Romeo.
Brother, man. But they're your kids, man. You got to do it for your kids, right? RD4254777. How long should you pay for your kids? Or why not, man? If you got good kids, why not take care of them, man? We're talking about paying for your kids. I was telling you the story about my buddy still pays his kids' car insurance, and two of them are out of college, got jobs and careers. One of them's in college, but yet, he still pays it. RD4254777. Rome, there's a fine line between helping and enabling. I agree with you 100%. I agree with you. My sister's 40 years old, and my mom still does everything for her and her kids. My mom is a source of income. If she has any kind of financial problem, my mom bails her out. And literally mean everything. It really pisses me off because my mom paid her to go to college 3 times, and she still doesn't have a good job. And now she's paying for her oldest's college, and he already dropped out. But she helps me. She helps me with my cell phone bill. Other that, I stand on my own 2 feet for everything. But see what we're talking about here, and I think you're right with a fine line. I guess the conversation I'm having is because it was two families, 2 guys that have enough money. They just disagree on how they justify giving it to their kids. One just says, "Hey, I'm just going to give it to you, right? I'm going to pay your car insurance, help you out." The other one only gives it when necessary, which I think if you're going to really break it down, giving a kid money just when it's necessary is bailing them out. That, to me, is a little more of enabling than just saying, you know what, I know you kids are doing good, but I'll take care of this, insurance. I've been taking care of it your whole lives, car insurance, let me just handle it, or cell phone monthly, cell phone bills, plans, or whatever, family plans. Just stay on it, and don't worry about it. I think that's different, right? Like I have this buddy, a guy I went to college with. His dad has some good money, right? His dad's got retired. I think he's got a couple of different retirements, but he's got some legit money. And my buddy's over here raising a family, and they do fine. Him and his wife do fine. They got 3 kids. They do fine, right? But their biggest expense at this point is their mortgage, which we live in California, right? And he don't live in Bakersfield. This is another town that the mortgages are higher, right? His dad has the ability to pay off their house, to pay off his son's house. They have the abilities. It's not going to affect his dad one way or the other if his dad does it, right? Which would allow him to provide better for his family, right? Because you don't have that mortgage payment. But his dad just says, you got to wait till I die. You can have it when I die. And his dad's in great shape. His dad's going to live another 25 years. So you see my point behind that is, in my mind, if I could pay off, if I had kids and paid off their house, I would do it immediately. That way they could focus on other parts of their life and not have to worry about that big expense if it doesn't affect me financially. And that's the same thing we talk about with his dad, because we grew up together. So me and his dad, I actually make fun of him about it. Because his dad literally said, hey, this money is yours. His dad's never going to spend it. It's his. It's just sitting there waiting for his dad to die to give it to him. Well, why not give it to pay off the house now so that he can focus on giving his kids a better life? When the reality is, there's not a bad life, but come on, you guys know what it's like. That mortgage, boy, whoo, that rent check and that mortgage payment, whoo, they start to look heavy when you start to balance your checkbook. It's pretty hot. What's going on?
Hey, Rome. So I have one kid in college, one kid in middle elementary school. My kid in college right now, I deal with him. we told him, go to school. You still have a home with us and everywhere else. But once you're done with school and you have your degree, we need to start growing up a little bit, and you got to go and get a job. And especially for what he wants to do, I'll have his back no matter what, even after. But he's got to learn to be an adult, which he is now. He's understanding it a little bit more.
Sure. I mean, I get it. I mean, you want all your kids to grow up to be adults and self-sufficient, but, you know, taking care of them is still, you're still mom and dad. I mean, I just don't have a problem with people still paying for stuff for their adult children who are doing good things with their lives, you know?
Yeah.
So
unless we get like we were back then and say you find a quarter, you keep looking for a quarter or take it out of the pond and go get yourself a candy.
All right, man. That's crazy. All right, later. Damn, never say you stole the money for the wishing well. What's up?
Oh, Romeo, I grew up in the 80s and the 90s, so our generations, you had to, you know, defend yourself and do things for yourself. But what I find now, like in my 50s, if you want a relationship with your kids, it doesn't matter about money. It's about support, genuine support, guidance, support, love, because you can either have a relationship with them or not. It is really up to that, because they're going to judge you on how you treat their kids and how you are involved in their adult life, and it doesn't matter about money at all. It's like whether or not you want to be supportive or not, and that's whether or not you want to have a relationship with your adult children.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
Well, thanks for calling. Appreciate it. Bye.
Yeah, some people don't like their kids, and I think that's why they're like, no, you're on your own.
Oh, God. All right. Nice. RD4254 7-7. Hey, Rome, we don't stop being a parent just because they turned 18. Some do. All right. Let's see here. Hey, good morning, Rome. I want to put my 2 cents in regarding financially being responsible for your kid who's 18 or over. So I have a daughter who is 20 years old, is going to school, college. She is a double major. I do get it. She is very responsible. Last year, until she met her current boyfriend, who I feel she pays for everything. So they lost. She pays. Okay, hold on. Until she met her current boyfriend, who I feel she pays for everything. So she lost one of her part-time jobs. So now she only has one part-time job, and she has not paid for her car payment herself. A payment, her car insurance, or any of her hygiene or any of that, like she would before in the previous years. So I'm responsible to pay all those bills because allegedly she can't afford to pay me her monthly payment of $600. What do you think about that? Should I stop paying her bills or keep paying her bills since she has a year and a half to graduate from college, double major? Well, I'm not sure what's going on here. Was she paying all her bills? Are you blaming the boyfriend or the fact that she lost the job that she's not paying her bills? But yeah, if you're already doing it and you can afford it, yeah. She's going through a tough time right now. She'll figure it out. You got to help her through it. Rome, it's live and let live, not my money. Why be bothered what somebody does with theirs? Exactly. I agree with that. You're right about that. It's Hot 94.1.
Romeo in the Morning.
Every morning.
On Hot 94.1.